KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
Hafa Day, welcome to KUAM News Weekend Edition. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama, so glad you could join us. We lead off with a speech to watch out for this upcoming week. Governor Lilian Guerrero will deliver her State of the Island address from the Guam Congress Building in Hagåtña. We caught up with the Maga Haga to find out what we can expect to hear.
I'm going to again lay out what we've accomplished in the last 4 years. And I'm going to address major key concerns of our public safety, crime, housing, the economy, what we're doing to strengthen our economy, and to give them assurances that our community has now returned back to normalcy, and that COVID is still for me a concern, but we do not see it now as a real threat to the community. We have no COVID patients at the hospital, at GMH or GRMC or Naval Hospital, and that's been happening for the last week. So that's a good sign. But we'll monitor it through admissions at the hospital. So, I'm going to ask again the legislative body, the move forward legislation that would improve and support our efforts and initiatives for public safety and so forth.
The governor is confident she has fulfilled her promises made at last year's address to include stabilizing GovGuam's finances.
I think the state of the island today is good. You go out there and people are happy. They are really. They come to me, they thank me for what I've done, and it showed. I got reelected by a major margin, and that is a message from the people of Guam as their appreciation. That to me says, Governor, we will continue to trust your capacity, we will continue to trust your leadership, and that to me is very sacred from the people of Guam.
The State of the Island address is scheduled to begin at 6:30 p.m. after the legislature is called into session. We will bring you live coverage in partnership with PBS Guam on KUAM TV8 and on our social media platforms. While in other news, differential pay for nurses at the Guam Memorial Hospital. That's what was supposed to be discussed during this month's GMH board meeting, but that meeting postponed for the second time now until further notice. KUAM gets a preview on the proposed pay plan. Nurses at Guam Memorial Hospital Authority may see a much-needed pay bump. GMH is proposing to implement a job differential pay for nurses in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit and the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. It's specialty areas that provide the highest level of medical care to the sickest children and newborn babies. Nursing Administrator Christine Tucaro says the proposed work differential is a strategy to recruit and retain valuable assets to the hospital.
As the only hospital, public hospital in our community, serving this very specialized population for neonates, that is newborn, and pediatrics, it is very important and critical that we retain specialized nurses in those areas to continue working in our hospital so that we can continue providing the service for our community.
The resolution under consideration by the board proposes an additional 15% work differential when specialized nurses take care of an intensive care unit level patient. Hospital Administrator and CEO Lillian Perez Posadas adding, with special training and certification, they can get a work differential of up to 40%.
That 40% kicks in when they complete some structured, organized training specific to the practice of pediatric intensive care unit or neonatal intensive care unit, and they take an examination, a national examination, and upon completing that examination successfully and they are certified in those specialties, that's when the 15% gets replaced by the 40%.
She's hoping this incentive will not only help retain specialized nurses at GMH, but to interest the younger generation to enter the nursing profession.
I hope that we can interest them to become nurses, future nurses, not just for the Guam Memorial Hospital, but for the island. Our healthcare delivery system is strained. We are short-staffed, and definitely we'd like to encourage young people to enter into the nursing profession.
She adds the extra expenditure will be coming from GMH operating revenues, other personnel expenses, and subsidies from the legislature. Burglars target a local middle school and the suspects remain at large. Here's your crime of the week.
Twice just in this week alone, trespassers sneaking into Inarahan Middle School have caused quite a stir in the typically peaceful village. Community watch chats warning of school burglaries. However, officials are quelling what may be sensationalized reports, suspicious the culprits may be young kids playing practical jokes, taking advantage of unlocked classrooms.
Some kids have actually found these unsecured rooms, and unfortunately they enter into the room and they just pretty much are just playing around. They rearrange the furniture, they eat the teacher's snacks, they find toilet tissue and they roll it out in the hallways. So they're pretty much just having fun, and it's a fun and game for them.
Emphasizing that trespassing is a serious concern, the mayor assures no major damage was done to the school. Still, he's calling attention to an underlying issue, the lack of respect reflected in this behavior. It's a value he says is rooted in the tight-knit community.
That's definitely not a fabric of our culture. We need to learn to have respect, and we do. If anything, most of the families still here hold a very high regard to respecting whether it be property or person, right? So again, with them having to go over the fence, ultimately that's a sign of disrespect.
The Southern leader looking to steer the village youth in a positive direction to combat future instances like this.
We do have lined up several programs that is hopefully going to engage a lot of our youth, primarily middle school, the ages of 5 to 13. And so it'll be important for us to stress, trying to be productive, trying to be a positive role model within our community. So we're hoping that through these programs that we're able to kind of reset ourselves back to the way Inalon was.
On the other hand, while the mayor seeks to work with the youth, he's urging school administrators to secure the school to ensure the protection of its resources. Anyone with information is asked to report it to Guam Police or Guam Crime Stoppers.
Saipan is preparing to launch its first ever local cosmetology program on Saipan at the Northern Marianas Technical Institute. It's an initiative to grow local talent and create safer experiences for customers. Regional correspondent Tomas Maglonia reports.
Tech wants to establish a cosmetology program which will allow people in the CNMI to practice safety and sanitation within the cosmetology realm, have a creative aspect, but also make it a career in the CNMI.
The Northern Marianas Technical Institute wants to grow local talent and create safer workspaces. They plan to launch the program in partnership with the Department of Labor in August with up to 12 students every semester. It would be a first for the Commonwealth, and they're partnering with a local salon, Salt and Barber, to make it happen.
We're planning to break it down into 2 sections. The first section will be just basics of skin, hair, and nails. No chemicals, no peels for the face, no acrylic nails or anything of that nature, just basic stuff. And then the second part will be the more advanced.
He will be the program's first instructor.
I've always enjoyed the part of the job where I was teaching, and I saw a need here for well-trained cosmetologists that could give the clients the safest and best environment to be in to have their hair done so that they could relax and not worry about cross-contamination and things of that nature.
He hopes to train people who will hopefully stay on island.
The issue is that every time you go to look for someone who is qualified as a hairstylist or as a nail tech or anything, it's always a CW. You don't have any local talent, so you have to jump through hoops in order to hire people and put the job out there for local talent, but there is no local talent to take the job, so we end up giving it to saw a need for local talent.
NM Tech says jobs in the personal care industry rank at number 5 in most demand in the NMI. Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
We have a quick break to bring you, but more Weekend Edition ahead. Culture Club is next.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
Welcome back to Weekend Edition. Now time to meet this week's Culture Club inductee.
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
My name is Daniel Stone, and I work for UOG for Guam Restoration of Watersheds.
My name is Pedro Blas. I'm the distribution manager and merchandiser at UOG Press.
My name is Lawrence Lazama. I'm a production coordinator for UOG Sea Grant and Center for Island Sustainability.
And I'm Micah Perez, and I work for Guam.
So we first started, well, actually me and Pedro were at UOG, we studied at the same time. And we had a fundraiser for our class to go to the CNMI, and I think you were the one that was jamming, right?
Yeah.
And then we did a song together at the fundraiser, and then for another fundraiser that was virtual, we did a Christmas song in Jamul. So he laid down like the music for it, and I just harmonized on it, and we did some view on whatever. And then I started working with Dan too at Sanctuary, and we were jamming at work for our cultural program. So one day, I think he was even talking about Belim Baltudzin, and he knows how to make that and play it too. So we were like, let's try and make some music with that. But that's what got us together. It was like, let's create some newer Chamorro music and have our own sound and harmonize on the track or whatever.
We were like just jamming in like a Stone's garage, right? And then we would record it just to like go over it when we get home or whatever, we want to just hear ourselves, how we sound. And then my dad overheard it, right? And my dad, like, he liked how we sounded, just like acoustic bongo drum, and it's very like modern, but it gave a good feel. So he was like, what about the name like Malak Morna? And then what Malak Morna translates into is shine on. Charlie Mike over here used to tell everybody, and man, bright future. But honestly, it means whatever. It means whatever you want it to mean, huh? But basically, shine on. Just like I guess giving a visualization of like our culture. Being Chamorro guys, and taking what we know from history and using what we know in the present and just letting it fly and really shine on.
These guys have been playing together for what, a couple years now?
Yeah,
a few years?
Since 2020.
Yeah, and Fraser too?
Fraser came in a little bit later.
Okay, and then I just met up with them last year.
CIS
Just mutual friends, talking about music, and then, yeah.
See, we're an early 20s band.
Alright, so Micah does the bass and vocals, and so's our main vocalist, and he does rhythm guitar. And then so does Pedro. They both switch off every now and then. And Frage, who's not with us right now, he does our lead guitar, the solos and whatnot. And then I'm the percussionist and the backup singer. I'd say it's going it's taking steps in the right direction. I'd say that it's definitely, I've seen a huge evolution from just when I was like in middle school or elementary, and just the hunger that people are having, and at least making that effort to start being more conscious of the culture, whether it be through their brand or just in their life, the stuff that they choose to want to learn. I think that's already a good sign for us and just the future.
To ask that question, right, are we doing enough? It kind of allows people to kind of put a cap on what is enough culture to practice and stuff. But if we just continue to do what we're doing, pick up your little interest here and there. And like I always say too, ultimately we want our Chamorro people to be content with themselves, and not feel like, man, I'm not doing enough for my culture, or what I'm doing is so small. Every person factors into perpetuating the culture. And we can always be doing more, always. Even when everyone is fluent in Chamorro, we can keep on, keeping that for like years to come. So right now, I think, like Stone said, it's going on the right path for sure. And if it wasn't, then you wouldn't have like young bands, perpetuating Chamorro music at all. And there's a lot of that.
Yeah, so I mean, I could just agree with these guys too, because we are, taking steps in the right direction. And as Micah says, like our band name, it's a bright future. So, but yeah, I mean, because even the students that me and Dan had before, like, we're seeing them in the Chamorro Studies program now. They're teaching other kids how to weave, or they're slinging now. And they're finding their ways to connect to the culture or perpetuate it. And I think if anyone can find their own way to express themselves through the culture, I mean, that's good enough for me. Like, if you're able to feel confident enough in expressing the culture, whatever medium you need, then, they're in the right direction.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Not one person has to do everything, but I think everyone should do something. Definitely find something that connects you to the culture. Like for me, it's definitely music. Sometimes cooking. Pedro, he's a farmer. Everyone has their own thing. So that's the most important thing, is find your thing, and don't feel bad if you feel like you're not doing enough. Because if you're doing as much as you can, then that's it. That's all we need.
Hopefully, we're Malak Morna, and we're proud to be a part of KUAM's Culture Club.
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
Sports is next. Keep it here.
Buenos Zenhafides. As you all know, our islands had a very successful year, and I'd love to hear about all of the progress we've made. Heather, why don't we start with you?
We've helped over 1,200 Guam kids and their families pay for childcare.
And that's over $5.5 million in childcare costs so far. Over 130 after-school and community care programs have received grant funding for programs like swimming,
And cycling.
and soccer, and jiu-jitsu.
We've also graduated 3 cohorts.
In our provider certification program at GCC.
And certified over 75 relative care providers.
Looks like we have a message incoming from headquarters.
Hi kids, I just want to say congratulations on all your success this past year.
Thank you, Governor Lou. We couldn't have done it without you.
Keep up the great work.
He's ready for recess.
This ad is paid for with funds administered by the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Yeah, when we took over the field actually in 2013, it didn't meet any standards. It had a backstop. Some of the screen was missing and curling up, a lot of unsafe situations. So we fixed the backstop. We built the dugouts. We extended the fence line. GRMC sponsored the new fencing that you see, so it's an enclosed field. And we put on the safety fence capping. But the real thing we wanted to do is put the playing surface up to the highest standards we can on Guam for our players, so they can play the game the way it should be played. So we invested a lot of time on soil mixes and filter course and doing the trimming and the edging and the constant herbicide and pesticides that we used, to keep it looking nice, so everybody could be proud of it. Safety's the overriding factor of an athletic field. Athletic fields need to get rid of the surface water somehow. So typically they have a drainage system underneath it. But when they built the school and did the earthworks, they brought all the soil out here and made the athletic fields, and they rolled them and they tamped them and compacted them. So we have a lot of coral rock under here, which means a lot of air spaces down below. So that means the water has some place to go when it rains. So the surface water drains very fast and just keeps going down, and it drains very fast here.
From a player's feedback perspective, Bill, what are the players who have actually made use of this field? What are they saying about the speed of the field, the playability?
Well, they love it. They love it because it's maintained. We keep the grass. We do an athletic cut on the infield, so we keep it low. It's a true hop. A lot of them like it because it's cooler with grass rather than having a soil apron infield. They like the pitching mound especially because it's to regulation. It's a true pitching mound and built the way that it should have been built and maintained. So they're very happy. I get through the amateur league and even the high school league, I get a lot of comments about how nice the field is, even from parents too. Comments like, man, this is just like the field in the States. Mm-hmm. And of course it is. We follow that standard.
Okay, well, would you say you could actually eat off this dirt?
Well,
it looks like it. I would actually probably, I wouldn't mind daring to try, because this is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this is not, your typical, Guam dirt.
Yeah, so this is
it's a beautiful field.
This is a soil mix of sand that's provided by Smithbridge, and the dirt is provided by Cruz, Eddie Cruz out in Jigo. So we mix it at about a 70% sand, 30% soil, and the soil's a naked soil, so that means that there's no impurities in it, and no grass or weeds or anything. Yeah, when we first did the soil mix, we actually did testing in a 3x3 box. We have 5 or 6 different mixes of soil, and we actually tested it with our feet to make sure that they could pivot and they could move left and right and forward and backward without sinking in or without slipping. So, most all the players wear metal cleats, so that works well. The comment we're always getting is, why can't the Paseo do this? Why can't the Paseo have a nice field and like this? So I get that comment a lot. I think the other thing that's selling is we have a good lighting system. You know, we have a $750,000 lighting system here. And we just ordered 30 new lamps. They're going to be installed because we have some that are burnt out on both fields.
So fantastic for day and night games.
Yeah. So we just, you know, had a lot of night games in the amateur league and of course the high school league. I already knew because I built fields in Singapore and in the Philippines. So I knew what had to be done. So we started right away in 2013 when we took the field over. 2014, I think we had our first season. And we did a lot of work to get it into this shape.
And then there you are right there, right on the rubber.
Yeah. So this year we'll probably play almost 200 games on this field, which is a lot.
Okay, Bill, some people may say, you know, this is chaotic, like this is a mess for you. This is your own little slice of heaven right here.
Yeah, well, this is sort of like my hobby. This is my time to get away from the rest of the world and all the other problems, that I could come out here and do some good, get some vitamin D, and you know, work on the fields. And you know, working on a baseball field is sort of like a baker. You know, he bakes a cake. That's his signature on that cake. That's his cake. He made it. It's the same for this field. I want to make sure when players step on the field that, you know, they're going to be happy with the results of the maintenance. And
so you are an artisan. You're a craftsman.
I guess so. Yeah, because there's a lot of science to soil maintenance and athletic fields and keeping them maintained. But I enjoy it.
This really is, you know, your sanctum and everything like that. So it has to pass your specifications. If this is not up to par, then, you know, if it doesn't meet Bill's standards, you know,
yeah,
who do you get mad at but yourself?
That's right. And you know, the players and spectators, most of them are pretty good, but you know, we do have some that kind of disrespect the field, either with trash or alcohol or tobacco, which we're supposed to be tobacco and alcohol free here. So, but by and large, you know, the parents and spectators, I think they appreciate, you know, a good playing field, and they tell me that.
Yeah, realistically, you can't do this forever and everything. So who do you pass, you know, this responsibility, I would say this joy, you know, this honor, who do you pass that on to, and how big is your crew right now?
Well, we've been lucky. The Navy Seabees help us a lot when we have big projects. We have a couple guys inside our Guam Amateur Baseball that help out. I do have one fellow, Mike, knows everything what needs to be done, has been involved. But yeah, I have to look and find that person if you know, GABA wants to continue to use this field. The field actually belongs to Okidoo High School in GEF, so we're maintaining on behalf of them, and they allow us to have all of our leagues and our prevention programs here. So it's worked out well, and they get a nice facility, and in the end, all the enhancements are going to stay here to benefit the students, not only the public but the students. You know, I'd like to make it be known that the quality of this field and all the enhancements you see that have been accomplished in the last 10 years is because of our perennial sponsors that are always there to help, and either to give funds or to give product in kind. I'd like to mention a few, like Triple J Enterprises, SPPC 76, Bank of Guam, Moylan Insurance, Ambrose, U.S. Navy Seabees, Calvo's Insurance, Smithbridge, Mr. Rubbishman, Hawaiian Rock, Guam Fence Masters, GRMC, and Eddie Cruz LLC, Home Depot, and Tang Brothers. Every year they've given either product or funds to help us continue to enhance and make this field up to the highest potential it can be. And we appreciate them as community sponsors, and we're looking forward to continue to work with them in the future.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The New cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus and Mighty. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Now time for your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com.
Saturday birthday wishes going out to Alyssa Calvo, who celebrates birthday number 9, and Ali Boo. We love you, Sadie Cruz, and Calvo families. And then on Sunday, the day of rest, but hopefully, the island's newest 50-year-old, Rowan Drew Matanonia, have big plans for this new 5-year-old. You are such a joy in our lives and full of fun and energy. Wishing you many more blessed and happy years from your whole family. We're blessed to have you in our lives. We love you. Say Mom and Dad, Isaiah, Bryson, Princess Kendall, Uncle Boone, Grandma, and the rest of the family.
Happiest of birthdays to Alyssa and Rowan, and that's Weekend Edition. KUAM News is always on. Just follow us on social media at KUAM News or log on to KUAM.com. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. Have